there's another shard event coming up, and this time it's going to be mainly a skilling buff, but the rewards are necromancy weapon overrides. Let's talk about it, so whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this should be the 4th shard event added to Runescape, the first one being the Golden Party Hat, followed by the Golden Cape, and the last one was the Vorkath Hunt, which also gave us necromancy weapon overrides. This time I just smacked my mug or cup of tea to the side, and thankfully, as you heard, it was empty. Anyways, this time the event is called the Gate of elidinis Shard Hunt. Yes, very surprising, I know. And it's launching alongside the boss on the 23rd of September. Similarly to the Vorkath Hunt, this event will also reward you with 2 necromancy cosmetic overrides, being the Divine Moonguard and Divine Skull Lantern. I don't really like the look of the arm guard personally, but I do think the Skull Lantern looks nice. If the Skull Lantern seems familiar to you, it's because it's the one featured on the concept art we saw for Group Iron Man, which unfortunately means that this is not some kind of new weapon, or two-handed weapon perhaps, being added to the game. No, it's, it's a cosmetic override for the Skull Lantern. Now, the event will run for roughly 2 weeks until the 6th of October, at which point you will no longer be able to obtain these cosmetics other than getting them from the boss, the skilling boss, the Gate of elidinis, as a rare drop. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, 2 weeks is more than enough time to complete these shard events, even if you only play an hour every single day. Now, cosmetics don't need to be the only reason you complete this event. In fact, upon completing the event, you gain access to an infinite porter, so everything you pick up or you gather during skilling with gathering skills is automatically sent to your bank, free of charge. This is amazing for a lot of skills. So if you're going to be training any of the gathering skills, you should go ahead and use this buff upon completion, because it's just simply going to make it so much more AFKable or relaxed and laid back. Now, the best skill by far to use this buff for is Archaeology, and you're in luck. I recently updated the entire skill guide for levels 1 to 120, so if you're interested in training Archaeology, I highly suggest looking up my guide by checking the link in the description below. Additionally, upon completing the event, you gain access to skilling cauldrons, which I assume work for an entire hour and will give you the benefits of an agility, crafting, super mining, and extreme divination potion when interacted with. And last but not least, you'll have a 10% increased rare drop chance at the new skilling boss during the shard event. Now, how do you go about completing this event? Well, usually you're able to get a couple of the shards, usually about half of them, very quickly. For example, one of the tasks you need to complete for a shard is repairing the Gate of elidinis. So that's 1 kill at the new skilling boss. You should be able to get that within like 10-15 minutes. Completing the quest that is required to even kill the boss will give you a shard, and if you've already completed it, which you can complete it right now, guide link below. Being a premier member will give you another shard. Logging in daily for 7 days will give you another shard. If I'm being entirely honest, you'll likely have completed the event before you've logged in on 7 separate days, unless you play very little every day. I mean, you're able to get the shard by training gathering skills, artisan skills, combat skills, support skills, any skill, doing clues, and earning marks of war. So you're able to gain like both shards, 2 shards I mean, combat shard and marks of war shard, by simply AFKing 0 mechanic article ASO, which is a really easy way of getting both of them. That's what I do every single year, and it's just every single year, I mean every single event, and it's really easy. Personally, I just wouldn't buy the shard using proteins or coins, and the earning rune score one will probably take you, like a little bit longer. At least it's, less AFKable, unless you haven't completed a lot of the task sets, in which case it might be a good idea to do this. Based on previous events and my experiences with those events, I don't think this event is going to take you much more, or most players much more, than 6 to 10 hours to fully complete. If you're feeling rather unlucky, do know that most of these shards have a guarantee after a certain amount of playtime, so a certain amount of clues, 3 hours of skilling a specific skill category, guaranteed at 200 rune score, and also guaranteed at 2,500 marks of war. And this is a fantastic addition from Jagex, because no one likes to go dry, especially not for a cosmetic event. The event seems solid overall, and a nice little addition to the skilling boss's release. I do think the cosmetics are slightly less exciting this time, but I'll still be completing it as soon as possible while farming the new boss. Speaking of, I'll be streaming that on release, and you can expect a guide day 1 coming from my channel, so make sure you subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.